Hello, I am Ken Carano, and this is a follow-up question and answer session to the Ethnic Studies Standards video that I just did with 5 participants. Over the course of this question and answer session, I will be asking the participants a couple questions, and they'll be giving me answers. How do you believe bringing this curriculum into the classroom will change the learning experience for K-12 students? Yes, Avi, please.
Yeah, I think bringing in curriculum that accurately reflects like the diverse communities that we have, that sees and appreciates and brings in more knowledge of like the prior knowledge that the students bring from their like diverse backgrounds and families and cultures and experiences. And it creates not only like a more accurate representation of our communities and our curriculum, it also like honors the prior knowledge that our students have.
That's great. I agree with you. Someone else want to share? Jesus, yes.
Yeah, I think that including this will help people learn more about how their own culture shaped U.S. history. Like, I really like learning about how minorities helped build how the United States is today. I feel like U.S. history is really fun to learn because it's basically like a huge soap opera. But many of the most interesting events don't get taught in school because of the majority of history curriculums overshadow them with white events.
Yeah, I love the way you put it there. It's a soap opera, but many voices aren't included, and so that's going to help with that. Anyone else want to share there? Yes, DJ.
So I think that it'll change learning experiences because students will be more exposed to the untold history of the U.S. And compared to our education, they'll have the chance to learn more about the actual truth of our nation.
Oh, great. Thank you. That is great. Anybody else to share on this question? Yes, Jenny.
I think that representation is one of the most important things in the public school system, or just like any educational system in the US. First off, it shows students that what they have, like their ethnic background or their background, no matter what it is or how little of them there are in the community, it's valued. And it's so important for other people to learn about them, to be able to maybe understand them in a different way, or just learn about each other and learn about different stories and history, and also just being able to apply that for like current events that happen and why they're happening. So I feel like it's extremely important. And students who come from ethnic backgrounds and who are diverse should have the opportunity to learn about themselves and their background as well.
Great, thank you very much. That was very, very insightful. I have a final question for anyone who would like to share. And on this one, and I know we're all on various levels and journeys of where you're at in your university program and becoming a teacher, but do you have any recommendations for what you would say for what you would consider to be best practices for incorporating the ethnic studies standards into the classroom? Anybody want to take that one up? Yes, Avi, I see.
I'd say probably the best practice is to consult educators of color and minority communities for help in decolonizing our curriculums. Since I was educated in the same system we're trying to improve, I'm a flawed product of that system. And if I try to reform it without consulting the communities the system has excluded for generations, then I'll almost certainly perpetuate the inequitable outcomes that the system's guaranteed since its inception. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We should ask from people more knowledgeable than us for assistance in this.
That's great. I agree with you 100%. And as I will just finish up by saying that as a white male teacher who, if we go back to the previous video of the 5 commonalities and look at intersectionality and where I am on the privilege spectrum of being a white cis male, that I have a lot of privilege, but that doesn't mean I am going to be a good ethnic studies teacher if I try to do that through my own lens. So I agree 100%. That requires us not just learning about these different histories, but learning from the people who've gone through these histories, learning from our students who are living these histories, bringing in other voices as well. So thank you very much for all of you for participating in this question and answer session and for participating in our video on ethnic studies standards. Thank you very much.